So I just finished a live on Instagram, kind of just showing everybody how to get into the groove of things. And I promise you, it wasn't any longer than like 5 minutes, if even that. Oh my goodness. And listen, I'm re recording everything anyway, guys. Well, shout out to everybody who was at that live. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. Hi, mi gente. Let's go.
Mi gente.
I see you.
It's me.
It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me, Shell, bitch.
Mi gente, welcome back to another week of the It's Me Shell podcast. And remember, my job is to make your road to Friday a lot easier.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are, mi gente. As always, I want to let you know that I appreciate you tuning in and sharing your Monday blues with me. And if you haven't done so already, go follow me on Instagram at itsmi.chelle. Click the link in my bio so we can connect everywhere. Also, make sure you subscribe to my podcast on YouTube and on all podcast platforms. All right, let's get it. Feliz Lunes. Happy Monday, mi gente. I hope you've had an amazing, relaxing weekend. We've been partying way too much with all these holidays, and it feels nice to just chill, right? Am I the only one? Because I've been chilling. It feels really nice. I'm chilling so much that, of course, I'm super late recording this. I'm way too laid back, and I have a whole bunch of editing to do, but that's okay because we're here and we are together. It was Three Kings Day this past Friday, and to me, that's just another day to like gift a whole bunch of stuff. I love gifting to the kids, to my husband, to the family. I love doing that. But, to those who celebrate Happy Three Kings Day, and if you didn't, it's just another regular Friday. So last week we spoke about the new year and their resolutions. And this week I figured, why not make it another news project episode? Because why not? So this should be the news project episode 2, and a lot has happened. It's only been 9 days into 2023, and a whole bunch of crap has happened. So let's bochinchar. I love how I call this series the News Project, though. It should really be called the Bochinche Corner, as inspired by our friendly neighborhood bestie, La Comay Michele, because it's just really a whole bunch of bochinche. That's just what we're going to do. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Ah, this is the best, just talking, gossiping, just listening to rumors and gossip. Ooh. All right, so she does it the best, by the way. La Comay definitely knows how to bochinchar. It's like an art form, and she has mastered it. I don't know, mi gente. We'll table that. Let's see how we feel. So, it isn't a true Monday unless I set the scene. So let's get into it. If you're getting ready for work thinking about the bochinche the day will bring, already at work observing the bochinche all over, or walking into your humble abode, just thinking, damn, que bochinche today. What the fuck was that all about? Let me help you forget that it's Monday and she's always bringing bochinche by setting a different scene. We're going to get into these current events, y'all. I'll give you some time to get ready. All right, let's talk worldly gossip. So, did you guys know that it was the full moon of the year this past Friday? Ooh la la. It was called the micro moon because the moon was the furthest from Earth. And I just think it's a little offensive. I mean, micro moon, there isn't another name for it. I definitely think there should be. Ugh, anywho, maybe that's why these first 9 days of the year has been so crazy because of that ratchet ass full moon. Oh, girl, you trife. Okay, you're trifling. Just when you think that shit has gone back to normal, the world says, That's exactly what the world says to us. Well, that was just a fun fact. You know how much I love to share things, share fun facts, drop knowledge. So there you go. Now, let's start on a serious note. Okay, because I like to get that out of the way. And if you're just joining us, we're talking bochinche, we're staying current. And listen, this is probably like last week's news, but it's just how my brain functions. Functions. Maybe that too. But it's just how my brain functions. It's just how I get shit done. So, ¿qué es lo que está pasando? What's going on in the around the world, mi gente? What is happening? Let's figure this out. So, the triple C's are at it again. The crazy Caucasians from Caucusville, or the triple C's as I like to call them. Okay, I'm going to try to say this in a way where YouTube doesn't get offended and strike me with the hand of the internet gads. The ex teacher from Louisiana that was accused of serving cupcakes and energy drinks laced with fluid that comes from the male reproductive system back in 2020 was sentenced to 41 years in prison. Shout out to that vehicle that just drove by. Don't we love New York? So, yeah, she was sentenced to 41 years in prison, 40 of which have no possibility of parole. And her ex husband, a former sheriff's deputy, by the way, gets 100 years for crimes that are sexual in nature. Needless to say, they are one heaping pile of shit and they deserve each other. And I hope that they know what's waiting for them in their new place of residence. I didn't want to talk too much about this story, or at least about them. That's why I haven't mentioned their names because they're already getting too much airtime, in my opinion. I love the fact that, or let me not use the word love. I do appreciate the fact that we are spreading awareness. We're spreading this word out, the message, because if anybody else in the world has this fucking idea, they can say, we can get into big trouble. And it's very unfortunate and sad that this is how we have to spread this type of awareness. And when people should just be thinking, well, this is the wrong thing to do. No, clearly people don't think that way, hence why these two bastards are going to jail. So there we go. Well, I did want to share it because justice was served in a sense. Their new homes are really going to serve them the real justice and fuck them both. They're disgusting for what they did. And as one of my podcast mateys, Miss She Said, would say, shame, 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 shame. Shout out to the Harris tribe. Love them. So much fun. And shout out to Miss Ty, Red Lipstick Vibes. As you can see, girl, just for you. So shout out to her too. And that's it. This is just how we make it light because after that story, I was just like, ugh, do I really have to share that? But we got through it. We did. But I do hope that they're feeling a lot of shame and disgust in themselves right now. And speaking of dirtbags, yes, in other ratty news, New York City's mayor, Eric the Rat Adams, as I've dubbed him, Eric the Rat Adams. Yes, this is what I've dubbed him because, yeah, okay, so it's not only because I despise his ability to not do absolutely anything for the city and despise him for lying about stats, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but because he actually has a rat infestation problem in his Brooklyn brownstone residence. And he has been fined yet again because his nasty ass rats have been infiltrating others' homes, kind of like how he infiltrates our lives day by day by day in photo ops, showing up to the barbecue uninvited. Because tell me, doesn't he always show up to the barbecue uninvited? I think so. And of course, in true Mayor Adams fashion, he had a whole press conference about it where he stood there in front of the cameras and explained why his nasty ass has rats and how he already spent over $7,000 trying to get rid of them.
Knows me, they know one thing. I hate rats. You know what? We're gonna kill rats.
Okay, we're gonna kill rats. Mr. Mayor, even the rats know you're trash. I said this before, I will say it again. I need you to really get shit done, bruh. Like, please. Isn't this your slogan? Okay, fine, a variation, but everybody in New York knows this. We ad lib absolutely everything. Get your shit together, okay? And just in case, it's fair use, y'all, okay? Don't be mad at me, internet gads. All right, so Now we're getting into a little more nitty gritty stuff. What are we doing wrong? So, this past weekend, 6-year old from Newport, Virginia shoots their first grade teacher. And the police say that, I don't know, it wasn't an accident. And I hate to say that because you want to think that a 6-year old did this and it was a mistake and they didn't know what they were doing and they probably observed it from somebody else, but they're saying that it wasn't an accident. And I have so many questions like why the fuck is a 6-year old shooting their teacher? Okay, that's number 1. How do they have access to a weapon at 6 years old? I don't know. I swear, I was getting worms in my butt because I wasn't washing my hands after pooping at that age, let alone shooting my teacher for not letting me go out for recess. I don't understand. And the child is now, in police custody. So I ask, what are we doing wrong? Right? Because I think at 6 years old, do we think that a child has the bandwidth to sit down and create an elaborate master plan? Okay? They're saying, I'm going to grab this gun, I'm going to grab this weapon, I'm going to hurt my teacher because I'm mad. I don't know. I also read that the teacher got into an altercation with the 6-year old. What altercation are you getting into with a 6-year old? I don't get it. Like, were you guys like fist fighting? What was happening? You guys got into an argument? So I really do have so many questions. But all jokes aside, I think to myself, like, what's going on at home? What's going on at school? What's going on in their community? In these playgrounds, what are they watching online, on TV? What do they see? Are they learning healthy problem solving skills? Do they even have the resources? Are they learning about proper conflict resolution? I really do have all these questions, and I'm genuinely concerned because at 6 years old, you have a lot of feelings. You're taught how to express them. You're taught how to play together. You're taught about, you know, friendship, love, expressing yourself. So to just grab a weapon and say, this is what I'm going to do because she made me so mad, it's very difficult for me to understand. I don't know. So I read the teacher sustained life threatening injuries and she has made a turn for the better this past weekend. And I hope that everyone involved receives the resources necessary to get through this. But I really am concerned on what our children, are what they're learning and what conflict resolution is being taught. How are they expressing their emotions? Are they even able to express their emotions in a healthy or a safe environment? Because that matters too. Okay, my parents out there, I know it's hard, but seek help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There isn't a rule book on parenting, and I've said this before. All the parents I know say the same thing. It's the hardest thing that I have ever had to do personally myself. That is to parent. It is very difficult, or it has been very difficult, but I've learned along the way. I don't know. I can just imagine what other parents are experiencing, especially with the newer generation. It is really hard. So one thing that has helped me in my journey of parenting, and I don't know if this will help anyone out there, is communication and quality time. That's just a small amount, a small percentage of what has helped me. Um, so I don't know. That to me, that's definitely key. Sheesh, it's rough out here. Oh no. Okay, so we segue into I'll be back. What does this mean, you say? Skynet is defending us in court. Wait, no. This artificial intelligence attorney, he's my retained attorney, of course, because why wouldn't I have the Terminator as a retained attorney? I mean, these AI attorneys. Oh, yes. Not really sure why the one at the bottom right looks so pensive, like he's taking a pic for a dating app, but I digress. For the first time in our world history, an AI lawyer will defend a real case in the US. It will be a speeding case and it will be heard in the court or in court next month. And we don't know who the person is that's fighting this ticket, but understand that you must really not want to pay this ticket. You really want to get out of this ticket if you're like, you know what? I'll be the first. AI, let's go. I am not paying this speeding ticket. However, how do we feel about that? What do we think? You know, I completely understand that this person must really not want to pay this ticket and got a whole robot to actually fight for them in court. But would this put an end to lawyer fees or other fees that one may accrue when going into court? And for right now, they will mainly be put in place for individuals to fight large organizations for things like wrong or hidden fees, robocalling, which I'm sure we've all been victims of, and of course, as we just heard, speeding tickets. So, ladies and gentlemen, these AI lawyers would be super factual. Would they would know every single penal law or penal code in and I'm almost certain in their vast system they'll have it kind of registered in there, and they'll also be able to kind of look it up. So an AI lawyer also doesn't have any feelings. I don't know. Do you want an AI lawyer to defend you if you're on trial for muck duck, as Dwight would say? Oh, I love The Office. Oh, I mean, only if you're innocent and wrongly accused. I can see that because if you did that shit and your T1000 was the one defending you, they are snitching. Okay, and none of this information has been released or proven or disproven. I'm just being an ass because it's just who I am. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyways, the way this is going to work, just so you guys know, and this is actually something that I read. Um, the first case, it's going to run on like a smartphone, and it'll respond appropriately to the parties through some kind of earpiece that the defendant will be wearing in the courtroom, and they can actually use the earphones or the headphones, whatever they are. So AI is definitely advancing. But what does this mean for lawyers in the future? Because I'm sure these advances won't stop here. Will AI eventually become autonomous? Will it hinder us as humans or help? Because I already think that we have a lot less face to face time than we did way back then, a lot less face to face human interaction time. So we do everything almost through a computer. Absolutely everything. You can even work from home, which was once taboo. That was unheard of. We'll never be able to do that. But now we actually can. Hmm. The same way we're connecting right now, and you guys are watching me out there while I'm all the way over here. I wonder, where will this take us? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. So, taking a step away from the real world and entering the comic scene, I want to talk about our last topic. However, I will talk about this right after this short little break, mi gente. Mi gente, make sure you tune in to the It's Me podcast every Monday on all podcast platforms. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Everything you need will be in the description below. Okay, mi gente. So thank you for tuning in to that short break. I really appreciate it. Now, we're going to talk about the latest DC comic. Okay, I'm just going to, because why? Why delay? Why digress? Yes, this is it. It's a baby, you joker. Some people are calling it grotesque. Others are calling it strange. I'm calling it a DC graphic novel because that's exactly what it is. And DC has graphically done it again by not only having one of the most vicious villains in the DC universe, the Joker, fall in love, which is crazy because the Joker and love don't mix, but he falls in love with Zatanna, a magic user who curses him, and instead of it working as it should, which was meant to repel all women from ever looking at him as a human being, which sounds like the same thing a lot of people do out here, or they try to accomplish with their exes, but instead it makes the Joker pregnant or something like that. He actually gives birth to a beautiful baby, the baby. And you guessed it, because why would the Joker have a baby the good old fashioned way? So they don't show him traditionally pushing his little one out of the universe's womb. But instead, he pukes up this goo that forms into a young boy that looks identical to the Joker. Oh, hi, Puddin'. I wonder how that conversation goes. Isn't that crazy? Imagine that. Batman's greatest nemesis becoming pregnant and throwing up his baby. Such a beautiful birthing story. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. I really do want to hear from you. To me, the world of comics has full autonomy over what happens in their universes. And you either enjoy it or you don't. You like it or you don't. And honestly, all these movies, if you're a comic reader, you'll realize that they've been very Disney love story tainted with happily ever afters and happy family endings. But realistically, a lot of these comics were very vulgar and still are very vulgar and raw. And some have like obscene storylines. And everybody's fucking and everybody's killing each other. And who did you fucking? I'll cut their head off. Like, these are really how the comics have been, at least me growing up. Some of the stories, I was just like, oh, damn, that's crazy. So, I to me, this is just like, okay, just pushing boundaries a little more. I don't know. I don't know. They really, I mean, the whole point of a comic is to toy with your imagination, to really make you think and be like, what the fuck is going on? And kind of shock you. And I think this did it. I don't know, but that's my take on that. I think it's definitely next level. That's my take on it. But I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know exactly how you feel, because just like the moon, the DC universe said, that's exactly what was said. DC universe said, watch this. You think we don't have anything up our sleeves? You watch this. Bueno, my people, mi gente, it is about that time. Like always, I want to thank you for spending your precious moments with me. I really enjoyed this week's news project. I hope you did too. Talking shit about a whole bunch of stuff that I'm sure you already know about, but I'm just adding a little twist because why not? Life is just way too serious. Let me know your thoughts. And before I go, I just want to remind you to make sure you follow me on Instagram at itsmi.chelle. Click the link in my bio, it'll take you to all my other socials. You can send me direct voice messages, emails, DMs, and so much more. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any content. Let's go, mi familia. I'm trying to get these numbers up. All right. All links will be in the description below. I'm just trying to make getting to Friday a lot easier. And just like that, we've reached the end of It's Me, Shell. And you can catch It's Me, Shell every Monday to make sure your week starts off on the right foot, or so we can just say, fuck Mondays, wherever you stream your podcasts. And on YouTube, of course. Next week, I want to talk about us girlies. And everything that comes with it. The attitudes, the faces, the shade, the neck rolls, the twitches, all that stuff. And this will be just in time for the second episode of the Funny Gals Talk series, because we talk about, shady girlies there too. So, just trying something out there. You'll definitely see the connection. And this is why I just need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, y'all. Eventually, I think I'm just going to start doing everything on, well, at least that series on YouTube. So make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be a really good episode. Lastly, I want to say this. Am I the only one that feels that Eric Adams, our city's mayor, has made more appearances about his hatred for rats than what's really going on in the city?
Knows me, they know one thing, I hate rats. You know what? We're gonna kill rats.
Oh, Mayor Adams, you're a special one. Ain't that some shit? Peace and love. I'm out.
I see you. It's me. 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 Shell.